here at the Edge, right?
We got all that.
Samples.
Yeah, the chocolate.
Residents of the world, you know, we have to begin using it. I'm helping to build a hemp home right now, and that's the building materials.
They're outrageous.
That's the most exciting piece of all of this. And it's very much like the buffalo or the salmon or the whale to native people. Every single aspect of this plant is used, even when you eat it. It's totally bioavailable. Everything goes into your body. It's the only food on earth that's that way. And we actually have receptor sites in our brains to receive this. We have more receptor sites for CBDs than anything else in your brain. We have a symbiotic relationship with this plant. And so to be separated from it affects consciousness.
That's crazy.
It affects evolution for all of us. So returning to it is wonderful. And the big thing is, does it have THC? And
no, I mean, it's totally.
You can make all of the products that are medicine right now without the THC.
Right.
So cookies and your brownies and all that kind of stuff, they have no effect on you other than that it's a protein that your body can absorb.
That's amazing.
So if you build a house out of it, are you using like a trunk?
Yeah, what we're using here is the hemp hurd. So the outside of the plant is very fibrous, and that's what they use to make materials. The shirt that I'm wearing is made from the outer part of it. The taller the hemp, the better it is for fabrics. But the inside of the plant, the heart of the plant, is just chopped up. And it has to be a certain size. It's mixed with lime and water to build with. And this building that we're working on will be the first permitted house.
Like a cement.
We only use cement in one part because cement actually has a very high toxic footprint.
It's like a cement.
Yes, it is like cement.
That's right.
Except that it's 1/6 the weight. So whenever you're pouring cement, because there's a lot of houses, like I just got back from Costa Rica, they're all made out of cement. But when you're pouring it, it's very hard to work with. Hemp is so light.
It's almost like a lava.
Yeah, that would be a nice analogy. It's very light, it's very porous, and it has the best thermal rating. So as long as the walls are 9 to 12 inches wide, the house will stay at 60 degrees year round.
What?
And the other piece of it that's fascinating is that the plant is still alive. It's still functioning. Okay?
That's amazing.
So when I breathe out bacteria or viruses that are not good, my family is sick, everybody's got the snotty nose, the walls absorb that. They're antiseptic, and they purify the air and give it back to me. Now, the other thing that's totally amazing is that they create a barrier to the outside world. So none of the pollutants that are existing outside can come in.
And we killed this. And we killed all of this. For money.
Yeah, just, but again, it's not too late. I'm a grandma. And I'm pretty passionate about the fact
I
that
can tell. Well,
if we pull the rudder on this ship, we will turn this thing around.
Yeah.
Especially when it can do everything.
Yes.
We can be a non-petroleum culture like that. And it doesn't take that much to augment it. Like to grow it, you can use a John Deere tractor, and it's one little piece that you have to buy and put on your machine that will allow it to harvest.
Can you grow it in your backyard?
No. The answer to that is no.
Is it illegal?
Unless you have a greenhouse where people can't see in. If people can see your hemp in your backyard, it's still illegal.
Why?
So...
Why do I even ask?
Yeah, I was going to say the why of that is like part of the ignorance of the why of all of this.
So, but if people can't see it, if it's enclosed...
Yes, if it's enclosed,
you can grow. Is it easy to grow?
Yeah. And one of the things that you can do, actually, if you wanted to, is you can get 10 acres of land, or you could have it in your backyard, and you can become a cultivar. Because the big issue that's facing Colorado and Washington and Kentucky right now is that every single plant is adaptable to that particular region. Okay? So Colorado, you have to keep the THC down, and sunshine is what creates THC. So if you're growing it in Colorado, you should shade it when it begins to flower. and that will mitigate
The THC.
and keep your numbers down so that it's a marketable item. But you can become a cultivar because we have to learn about these different seeds. Most of them are feral, and so they're called artisan.
Right, they're kind of wild.
And right now, like CSU is a seed, they have a seed bank there that's one of the biggest ones in the whole country. It's been there forever. And they have 3 different types of hemp. Okay, like Sunshine is one of them. So what's happening about the people who want to have power over everything is they're now saying there are only 3 kinds of hemp, and if it's not this kind of hemp, which we have a patent on, then,
Scout, can you grab those?
Then it doesn't count as hemp. So for those of us who have been able to find feral seed, which is legal, you can't import it, although now that's coming. Thank you so much for being helpful.
Thank you, guys.
People.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks, sir.
So people who have this feral seed, it's called artisan seed. Now there's all kinds of labs that are popping up. The auxiliary businesses around this are just infinite.
I mean, my mind is spinning because I thought years ago, I was like, I want to start growing hemp. I want to bring it back.
Bring it back.
But then I wouldn't know
So if
what
you're
to
growing
do.
just a few plants, it's best to hook up with some of the growers who are wanting to do research. If I can't grow 10 acres, I can grow a little bit, and then we can see the performance in kind of a controlled situation. And we haven't made this huge investment because some plants are short. They're 6 foot tall. And those are good for seed. They're seed bearing. So protein powders and all the kinds of food products are best with those. And then the taller ones are good for fibers. So if they start cross-pollinating, we're going to get less of the good qualities for both.
So we want to keep
So
them.
if we had cultivars who are willing to grow it and be, they're out in the country or someplace where they don't have to worry about city ordinances is primarily what they have all these different limitations on where you can grow it. But if you did that, then you'd be adding to the research. And now we've got all kinds of labs, and they'd be coming out and taking a look at what you have and then finding out more about the genome for these feral seeds.
Do people fund this? I mean, like, say he and I wanted to be cultivars. We have to fund it.
Yeah, and if you're growing outside, it's not a big deal. It's like growing tomatoes.
Is it like an annual plant, or is it?
It is an annual plant.
So you got to replant it.
You got to replant it every year, and the seed right now is where the money is. Because the problem with all of these obstacles that they put in the way is, like, you can grow it anywhere in Colorado. You do have to have a permit, and you do have to pay $250 3 different times during the summer if you have 10 acres or more for them to come out and inspect it. That's all on you to do that. I forgot what I was
but if you invested in land right now, cheap land where it would grow well, that would be very profitable.
Yeah, I think so. You can talk to some of the farmers around here.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that it's not all that simple to do it.
Sure.
So, like, one of the groups that's here, a lot of people are collaborating.
I love that.
This is the mother plant.
Yes.
So the patriarchy believes in competition and survival of the fittest. And we all know that the planet reflects that philosophy. Mm-hmm. Okay? And you can't have sustainability with that kind of consciousness. So the mother plant is more about collaboration, and you should see the connections, like this morning when people were putting up their tents and people were talking. So you've got farmers who are actually irrigators who are working with investors who are paying for there was 4 different families who bought 100 pounds of seed in order
to do it together.
So nobody really, a lot of us are idealists, so it's not always a lot of money to back. And so it's really becoming this expression of a new paradigm, a new way of living. Mm-hmm. The other thing is like harvesting and threshing it. That's another thing. So I've got all these stalks, but how do I turn the stalks into the right size? So someone now has come up with a portable one that you can take to your field and process it right there. Then you can ship it out wherever you want it to go, or send it out. So these machines are expensive. And there's a whole group of people who are co-oping in northern Colorado. Because how long do you need to use that machine? You need it for a week. And if everybody is sharing it for a week, then you can get 4 to 6 farmers to use the same piece of equipment efficiently, offset the cost, and produce more for people like me who want to build buildings.
So it's a whole new ecosystem.
It is an ecosystem. It's a great way to put it. And it's an ecosystem of consciousness.
Wow.
When you fire these CBDs in your brain, you begin to evolve in your ability
love
to
that.
think and reason.
Gosh, so much
we've got
to
a lot
learn.
of zombies out there who are on medications.
Sure.
And this medicine, especially when you take the THC out of it, I really believe that the THC is a shamanistic tool, and it's for ceremony, it's for spirituality, it's for evolution. It is not for recreation. When you mix beer and smoke,
weed and
pills,
and,
go bombing down the mountain.
Yeah, no, I totally
agree. It's a bad combination.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the things that I was disappointed about. Why did we label it
recreation? It's a very good point.
The very word is saying that we're really not paying attention to
this isn't the medicinal value. This is a party.
So stuff like the hemp has higher levels of CBDs, which is the actual
healthy medicine portion of it,
with none of the psychoactive components. That's the real medicine. Unless you're looking at evolving consciousness and you're doing that intentionally. So when it's used to alter consciousness, it needs to be respected.
Yeah.
All the plant medicines do.
Oh, for sure. I mean, well, that's really, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Like I've learned so much, and we might be taking one of these home to hang on the wall.
They're $10.
So, okay.
These are $5. These are $2.50. Shirts are $40, and that's because they're made out of hemp.
Yeah,
and then the other
it's better
thing
quality.
Is, when I printed, because this is artwork, most of the time when you have a shirt like your shirt, it's just a flat color. But these are gradations.
Oh yeah.
So every shirt had to be kind of set up.
Yeah.
Screen press.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
What's your name?
I'm Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Are you just a curious person wanting to see about
I
this?
love the industry. I love everything about it. I want to learn everything I can.
Well, thank you. That's what we're looking for. You're one of those people I was
hoping to show up today.
And I'm trying
to, educate, the little ones as much as, you can.
Can I help you with that since you helped me?
Oh, that's a good idea.
You helped me grab my cards. These kinds of things you have to press down. And if you can't do it with your fingers,
Oh, I have a question on here. Somebody's asking, how much water does hemp require? Is it as much as corn or beans? Less.
It's actually a drought-tolerant weed.
It's a drought-tolerant weed, which is fabulous, seeing as that our earth is drying up and crumbling.
Well, this is why eastern Colorado is so interested in it, because they've been in a drought for a long time, and this is a cash crop.
Yeah.
It actually gives them money. There you go. Should I do this? Oh, no, there we go. So this is when you
Mike, I hope that answered your question.
And if you want a whole handful, you do it.
Okay, now we're going to eat
if you do
hemp chocolate.
It's going to be like
and again, it has no CBDs in it. I mean, it has no THC
no
in it.
THC.
No THC. It has tons of CBDs.
Seeds. See how many come out like that. And then you can open it more.
And then give mommy some.
That's a seed?
It's a chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's that.
But there's no,
These are for eating.
Yeah, and there's...
And the cool thing is...
Can I have one?
It has all the amino acids that we need.
It's chocolate.
And there's 3 other constituencies, and they have words this big because they're, chemicals. But they're natural chemicals. This food is totally processed in your body. Which means, in a funny way, it never becomes poop.
What? Do you guys, how does that happen?
It's totally bioavailable. So your poop is called waste, right? And that's the stuff that you eat that your body can't use. Your body uses everything.
So we could literally live and breathe and die on hemp. And so would we stop pooping if all we did was eat hemp?
And I would say the answer to that would be no, because you really need a broad spectrum. You need antioxidants in fruits, and you need proteins also in other sources. But this is the highest and most bioavailable protein. So snacks for the kids. You know how kids get kind of kinetic in the afternoon and they lose their focus? If you give them protein,
oh gee, thanks buddy,
that is really bioavailable, then what happens is the whole body takes a lot of energy to process proteins.
Uh-huh.
So instead of this kinetic energy that's up here and kind of hyper, my energy actually comes back into my body, and then that protein wants to send out to all the cells. So it actually helps kids think better, direct and focus better, and it's a great snack.
That's unreal.
Nothing
And
bad.
okay, so this one is stuff with hemp in it. So this is.
I have regular seed kernels.
I can't read that right now without my glasses, but
and they're like sunflower
it's dark
seeds.
chocolate.
And when you eat them, they kind of taste oily. You know how sometimes seeds will taste oily?
Oh yeah, those are really
This
good.
is the perfect balance of omega-3s and omega-6s. So it
I
goes
could eat
right
that
to your
whole
brain,
thing.
And it's like you didn't ever like cod liver oil.
Hey,
This is better than cod liver oil.
I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm meerkatting. It's Jane West. What's going on, girl?
How are you doing?
Good. What's shaking? Yeah, are these guys yours?
These are mine too. This one's yours.
This is Scout and this is Sawyer.
Hi.
Hi guys, how old are you?
Fisher, introduce yourself.
Oh, Fisher, I love that name. You're 7?
Yes.
Right on, Fisher.
This one will be 5.
Oh, you guys are like the same age, almost.
Almost. Oh, really?
Well, so she's gonna be 9 and he's gonna be 6.
I'm gonna be 8.
You're almost the same age. Are you going into first?
Second.
Second. And you're okay. I
And
get.
this one's gonna start super young.
Is he kindy? I did that.
Go to kindergarten. He's gonna turn 5 and then go to kindergarten the next day.
I did that.
Yeah.
I worried about it, and you know what?
Well, with
I
the
stopped.
older-
I'm stopping worrying about it.
Yeah,
I'm over it.
that's good.
Like
That's
you know
good.
what? Whatever.
That's fine if you're the last one to try. Yeah, that's what Neil was obsessed
Well, that's
over.
what
like,
these
this.
guys. These guys get so bummed out. They're like, "Mommy, I'm so young. I'm the youngest one in the class." I'm like, "Girl, in 10 years, you're gonna be psyched."
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Exactly.
Why? Because
In 10 years.
then you're gonna be younger than everyone.
Yes.
And you'll be like, yeah, I'm younger than you.
That's right.
And you're
Then you could tease the old people. Not style. Is this
And
your?
then old. This is Neil. Neil. This is
Hi,
Ashley.
Neil. Ashley.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
You're
She's
older.
a social media director. Are we touching her? Oh my god, how long ago was that?
Is there another one?
Get on it.